Hi, everybody. It's a Wee Bit of Alchemy. I'm Rick Barrett. Welcome. I came across a word last week since I saw you all last, and I'd never run into it. It's a term I'd never run into before, and a Chinese term. And none of my teachers had ever used it, but it was an interesting term. Shen Fa is the term, and translates literally to like body method. And but what it means is the things you do with your body that allow the chi to happen, allow the jin to happen. And you can think of it in terms of body mechanics, alignment, posture, things like that. So those things that the shapes that we put the body in and align in such a way as to create a path of least resistance for the energy to move. Also to provide enough structural support that we can actually relax and allow the energy to do its number. So I thought that was really appropriate for the stuff we've been talking about lately, because last week we talked about the 5 energy gates in our motion. And to recount, we talked about the fingers, the wrists, elbows, shoulder, and scapula, the shoulder blades. And that you want to get those connected up in an organized way so that you're able to allow the energy to move through them with the least amount of physical effort, the least amount of muscular effort, and that allows the energy to be able to be expressed by your fingers or your hands. So the and it got me to thinking that the one thing that I do in my arm movements, so in keeping with those 5 energy gates, the one thing that I do is that I lead with my wrists, and I reach with my wrists. And something that I've been talking about this for years with students and online, and I haven't really clarified it. I just say, hey, you reach with your wrist, then reach with your elbows, etc. And the I think it's important for us to actually feel into that and feel into the importance of doing just that as a priority in movement. And we'll give you a little demonstration here. It's something you can all do on your own, but it is something that I can do with my students. All I do is just put a couple of fingers on their arm and then just and ask them to to lift their arm. And but if I extend let's say I'm reaching up with my right arm now, just the I'm reaching up with my right arm. If I reach from my shoulder is my pivot point. If I have my hands extended as I reach up, there's more effort being employed here than if I reach up with my wrists first. And to demonstrate that, I brought in not a real heavy, but it's an 8-pound dumbbell, and it's kind of at my limit in terms of with my right shoulder, actually either shoulder. But if I'm doing it with my hand extended, I'm going to be grasping, the bar, the dumbbell, but it's going to be with my hand extended so that my wrist is more or less straight, and I'm going to reach out and try to reach, and I'm unable to lift even that little bit of weight there with my shoulder muscles. Okay, and it doesn't help that I have a torn supraspinatus in there that also makes it more difficult. But I can't do it with my left hand either. If I'm trying to lift with my wrist extended, I have to use a tremendous amount of muscular effort in order to make that happen. Whereas if I reach with my wrist, if I initiate with my wrist, then I'm able to do that and like do a single whip with that, right? And it's something that it's a dramatic shift from trying to do it with a straight arm. And that's because I'm using different body mechanics. My Shen Fa is different whenever I lead with my wrist. Same thing with my left hand. If I reach with my wrist first, then I'm able to extend my arm all the way out and hold it and support it. Whereas if I try to lift it up with my wrist already extended, no bueno. So whenever I'm making a movement with my arms, I have a song hand. My hand is very sung as I reach out. And that way that I'm able to have effortless power in my arm. I don't need a lot of muscular effort in order to make that work and to be able to extend that out. And it's something that even if I talk to people about this, they tend to make their movements like they learned them, which is, they're ward off with their wrist already locked into place. And what I'm saying is that is reducing your internal power significantly by doing that. But if you come up here in a ward off posture and you reach with your wrist and then finish with the fingers, then you have a whole different quality to your movements. Your Shen Fa is different than if you're just moving as a block. If your structure is semi-rigid. So what we want to do today is to coordinate the wrist, reaching with the wrist, with the feet. And we're going to make this whole body connection here. And if we imagine that in a movement, this wrist is the yin part of the movement, and the extension of the fingers is the yang. And we coordinate that with the feet so that when the emphasis is in the heel, of the three nails. We have the three nail, the heel nail is the one that is the yin nail, and we coordinate that with the wrist. And then when we extend the fingers, then we feel the ball of the foot and the big toe. And those last two are moving in the direction of yang. And so there's a conversation that is occurring between your hands and your feet that connects the dots throughout the whole system. And so then you're creating this whole body energetic connection that is not available if you're just doing it as a block, right? You're as a block structure. You want to have this quality of your arms unfolding. I don't care if you're punching or you're white craning or whatever you're doing. There is a conversation. Your hands are responsive to the energy. And they are guiding the energy. So it's not just something that happens. It's something that you're creating the conditions for it to occur. And that's really the essence of what we're doing in Tai Chi Chuan anyway, is we are training the body-mind, spirit to direct the energy where we want it to go. And this kind of runs counter to a way Tai Chi Chuan's taught in a lot of places, which is, hey, just do these movements, follow this choreography, and you'll eventually get the joke. And this says, no, let's try this the other way. We're going to actually direct our body mind in a way that allows the energy to move along the path of least resistance. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do some, we'll start off with our 3 pillars. We're going to establish that connection. Then we're going to just make some movements reaching with the wrist, and then reaching with the wrist and feeling the heel nail in the foot. And we'll do that for a little while, and then just to get the feeling of that yin part of the movement there. So in the yin part of any movement, we're mobilizing the chi, and the yang part, we are expressing the chi. Okay, so, and then once we get that set, then we're going to add in the other 2 nails and the fingers with it. And let's see how that works. Okay, please stand up. All right, let's begin. Get our 3 nails, our 3 pillars set. We'll feel the 3 nails on the feet and the heel, the ball of the foot, and the big toe. So along the big toe line, we got those three nails on each foot. And just bend, relax your knees. You don't have to bend them very much, but just release any tension there in your knees. You might feel yourself sinking down into your feet, and you're supported by those, by the whole foot, but you're using the 3 nails as your focal point. And then we'll as I mentioned, we're going to move between the 3 nails, between the yin and the yang on the 3 nails. But first, let's start off and just settle into the heel nails. So this is the yin posture here. We're just feeling that support. The knees are unlocked. Feel your feet just kind of spreading out over and contacting the whole floor. But you want to focus primarily on the heel nail right now. And breathe and just get nice and relaxed. Nice and sung. Good. Now, feel the ball of the foot on both feet and reach with the crown of the head. So now we're activating the yang of the crown. So the head, the feet are allowing the yin chi of the earth to rise through the bubbling spring. And we reach with the crown of the head, tuck in the chin, and open the jade pillow gate. And this activates the yang chi of the heavens. So we're plugging into the big chi. And just doing this for a minute or so, you can feel the energy in your hands already. It just starts to circulate, and you get that whole body energetic connection. And with our Shen Fa, we organize that into different shapes. So that, but we still want to keep that central equilibrium as we do that, no matter what the shape. Relax your lower back, drop your sacrum, feel yourself sinking into the earth while simultaneously reaching with the crown. And feel those poles in opposition. Reach with the elbows and open the shoulder joints. Feel your wrists. Just kind of bend the wrists. Because you want to make contact with the wrist as an independent joint. And feel your fingers. You can move them. Point with your index fingers and feel the energetic coherence throughout the body. Feel your fingernails. We're in springtime, so let's activate our wood chi and just feel those fingernails. Feel that the wood chi circulating throughout your body. Feel that tingling that just kind of shoots up your arms and up your spine. Let's get some qua. So release your hip joint, just spiral down, turn. nice and easy. So we're just relaxing those hip joints, folding from the inguinal crease. Good. All right, so let's feel into those 5 energy gates. You want to feel the fingers, and then bend the wrists and feel the fingers. And then reach with the elbows and feel the wrists and the fingers. And feel your shoulders. Open, lift, just feel that activating your shoulders, your wrists, your fingers, your elbows. Feel them all connecting up. And then feel your shoulder blades. Reach with your elbows, open your back. Feel that connection. Feel your shoulder blades, your shoulders, your elbows, wrists, and fingers. We want to have that some awareness of those 5 energy gates as we go through these things, but we're primarily focusing on our wrists right now. And the wrists are going to pull the body, the arms into place, but there'll be awareness of the feeling and the movement of those 5 energy gates. Just reach with your wrists, let your fingers hang, and then bend them the other way, lift the fingers and bring the hands down. And reach with the wrist, let the fingers hang, and fingers come down. Just continue that. Just want to get that sense there of feeling that, and with the wrist. Now try it this time. Just have your fingers extended as your hands come up, and notice the difference in the fluidity of your motion and in the arm muscles that are involved whenever you have your wrist rigid. Just feel the difference there, and then go back to reach with your wrists. Let your fingers hang, and then so we're getting that fluidity in the arms, and then wrist, and then feel your elbow, your shoulder, your scapula, and then so we're reaching with the wrists. Yeah. And this time, you got to reach with the wrists and open. This time, don't activate the fingers. You just want to feel that your arms coming up, reaching. Just feel that connection there as you do that. That nice, easy, arms are very relaxed as you do that. Feel how fluid the motions are whenever you do that. Then you, like a ward off, you're coming up and just reaching up in front of you, reaching with the wrist. And the hand comes down, and on the other side, and just reach. And just feel that, how sung your arm can be whenever you're reaching with the wrist. And then just pause and just feel the shoulder blade, the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist. Feel the fingers very sung. And the same on the other side. Feel that. Just hang out there. Just feel that. Your arm, and feel the support going through your whole body. Once you connect up that shoulder blade with the process, then it goes down your back, down into your feet, and then down. And this time you're going to reach up over your head here, just reaching, just with the wrist. It's like you're being pulled up by your wrist, and then coming down. And singing again. Just feel that connection there. Good. You're feeling the wrists and feeling the heels. Feel that connection now with your heel. and down. And feel your heel as you move and open to the side. And feel your heel and open to the side. Feel that heel nail. So, and a different context, this would be a yang move. That is, it's an extension, it's an up and out. But in the context of where we're discussing it, since we're comparing it to that the fingers, this is the yin part of that extension. Okay, good. Now let's get to let's include the fingers into it. So then you reach with the wrists, bring them up, and now shift to the balls of your feet. Feel that connection as you initiate the fingers. So notice that connection there. Feel that, and now press down with your big toes. And feel the yang energy that comes with that. And then sink back in your heels, bend your wrist the other way, reach down with your elbows, fingers up, and then relax. Yes. Pause there and just feel you're in your heels now. And just feel that yin. Now go into the balls of your feet. Actually, no, keeping your heels as you reach up with the wrist. Then go into the balls of your feet as you begin to activate the fingers. Point and reach, and then feel the big toe, and feel that yang. So we're playing with the energies here. We are controlling the way that the chi is moving through our structure. We are creating alignment, posture, and body mechanics to support our energy. And reach down with the elbows, bend the wrist. Excuse me.
You want tea?
Yeah, let me just get a sip of tea. I've got a little dry there. Bring your hands up, bend the wrists, rotate palms up, and then bring your right hand up with the wrist bent, and wrist bent at your left hand down, and just feel that. Now extend your fingers up and your fingers down. With the balls of your feet, big toes as you activate that, and then sink into your heels. As you come down, your arms are very soft. And then go to the balls of your feet, reach with the fingers, toes, connect up the whole system. Feel that whole body energetic connection as you do that. Feel the chi that connects between your hands. This one unbroken system. And sink into your heels and relax your wrists. And reach up, go to the balls of your feet, reach with the fingers. Press down with the big toes, feel that yang chi, that yang expansion. And sink into your heels, relax your wrists. Feel the yin. Just pause, feel the yin as your weight is in your heels, your wrists are relaxed. And then go into the balls of your feet, feel it reach with the fingers, into the big toes, feel that energetic connection. And go into your heels and relax. Feel the yin. And then let your arms come down. Sink into your heels. And feel into the yin. All right, so now let's do a Tai Chi form with just that. We'll do it nice and slow, and I want to emphasize the yin yang and when to activate your fingers in the yang, when to feel the yin of the wrist and the heels as you do that. So we're gonna do it nice and slow so I can talk you through it. So I'm gonna turn my back to you. Begin with your weight settled into the heel nails. And then spiral down. Turn, feel the ball of your right foot, the big toe, up the left heel and step out. Left heel, left ball, left big toe. Good. Sink into your heels. Now into the balls of your feet as you actually stay in your heels as you reach up with the wrists. And then feel the balls of your feet as you reach out with your fingers, press down with the big toes. And pause a moment and just feel into the yang of that movement there. And then sink into your heels, reach down with your elbows, bend the wrists, fingers are up, and hands come down. And then go to the balls of your feet, press down with the big toes, and reach down with the fingers and feel the yang. And sink into your left heel, and spiral down to the right. Reach with the wrist of your right hand, and then ball of the foot, big toe, reach with the fingers of your hand. And then right heel, relax your wrist, turn, and feel the ball, big toe, reach with the fingers. Feel that yang expression. And then sink. You're mobilizing the chi as you sink into the heels, relax the wrists. Feel the ball. Express the chi with your fingers as you open the fingers and feel the big toe. And then sink into your right heel. Relax your wrists. Ball, big toe, fingers. Feel the yang. And then step, left heel. Relax the wrist. Reach with the fingers. Ball, big toe. Step in. Right heel. Wrist relax. Reach. Fingers into bird's beak. Press out big toe. Feel the yang. And then right heel. And step. You empty the wrist. Wrists are empty. Relax. And comes up. And feel the fingers. The big toe. The ball. Big toe. Feel the yang. Relax wrists, heel, step in, right heel, wrist to relax. Right ball, right big toe, fingers. Pause and feel that yang chi. Right heel, left heel. Reach with the fingers, ball, toe, right heel, relax the wrist, ball, big toe, like crane. Feel the fingers. Feel that yang expression. Tap, left heel, relax the wrist, right heel, relax your wrist. Left heel, left ball, big toe, and press the fingers. Left heel. Relax your wrists. Right heel. Ball, big toe, fingers. Pause and just feel into it. Relax your arms. Feel into those 5 energy gates. Fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders, scapula. Reach with your elbows and really open up your back. Feel that connection. And then heel. Relax your wrists. Left heel. Left ball, big toe, and reach with the fingers. Feel that yang extension. Open your back. Feel your scapula. Feel your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, fingers. Pivot on your right heel. Relax your wrists. Pivot on your left heel. And sink. Reach up with your left hand. Go to the balls, the big toes. Reach down with your right hand. Reach up with your left. Feel your fingers. Feel that yang expansion. Reach with your elbows. Open your back. Feel those 5 energy gates open. Left heel. Relax your wrists. Step in. Right heel. Right ball. Right toe. Feel your fingers. Even though you're making a fist here, you're feeling your fingers. It's a soft fist, but you're feeling it. Left heel. Relax your wrists. Turn. Right heel. Right ball. Right big toe. Feel the fingers. Pivot on your left heel. Relax your wrists. Step in. Wrist relax. Right heel. Right ball. Toe. Feel your fingers. Left heel. Pivot on the right. Wrist relax. Pause there. Just feel into that. You're gathering your chi. You're mobilizing the chi that you're doing. It's just like you're pulling back on a bowstring. And then you step. Left heel. Left ball. Feel the fingers. Toe. Right heel. Relax your wrists. Pivot. Left heel. Step. Right heel. Wrists are relaxed. Reach with your elbows. Open your back. Feel that connection. Feel all 5 energy gates. You're mobilizing. We're going to go into a ward off now. And so we want to wrist are relaxed. Set your elbow. Reach with the wrist. And then ball, big toe, and express with the fingers. Right heel. Relax your wrist. Open. Left heel. Relax your wrist. Left ball. Left big toe. Express with your fingers. Feel those 5 energy gates. Fingers, wrists, elbows, shoulders, scapula. Left heel. Relax your wrist. Right heel. Reach with your elbows. Reach with your wrist as you turn. And feel the ball, the fingers, and feel your fingers. Open your back. Reach with your elbows. Feel the energy gates coming together in both your left and right arms there. Left heel. Relax your wrists. And reach down your elbows. Lift them down. Right heel. Reach with the wrist, the fingers, big ball, big toe. Reach with the fingers and push. Yeah. All the energy gates open. Left heel. Relax your wrist. Pivot on your right. Open. Right heel. Wrists are nice and soft. Step back. Hands come down. Hands come up. Reach with your wrists. Reach with balls of your feet, big toes. Reach with your fingers. Open your back. Feel those scapula open. Feel that connection. Reach with your elbows, your wrists, your fingers. And separate. With your heels, wrists are nice and relaxed. Feel the yin. And go into the balls of your feet, press down with the big toes, reach down with the fingers, feel the yang. And sink back in your heels, feel the yin. Feel your left heel, step in. And then ball, big toe, feel the yang. Now sink in your heels. Relax your wrists. Very yin. Empty out. Disappear the chi. Okay. Questions, comments, observations? Good.
No.
Share it.
Okay. What came to me is in the past, at times when I try to relax, I feel as though my fingers got too floppy. And this entire time, my fingers were absolutely alive,
Mm,
even
nice.
when I was being yin.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. That's a great observation. Thank you. Cool. Richard.
Um, I found a little bit of a challenge with staying in my heel as I was moving my wrists forward and up before I started with my fingers. Once I kind of got the feel of that, it made a difference.
Good.
Uh,
And ordinarily that would be the way we do it. We do it,
right,
once the wrist comes, because that would be a yang movement. But in this particular case where we really want to differentiate between the yin and the yang there. So um, that was why we did it this way.
yeah. I felt like I was getting more in touch with my connection with the yang and yin.
Nice. Very nice. Good. So yeah, doing it that way, it's different than our usual pattern. So you have to really be present with it, and you have to take it off automatic and go put it on manual, because
Right,
you're driving this thing now,
right,
and it makes it you really are emphasizing yin yang, which is it right now, and yeah,
right,
it's
right.
that it gives you that. So great observation. Thank you, Debbie.
I found that it was a little difficult initially to keep my mind engaged on what I should be doing until I thought about the heel and then the heel of my hand and my wrist kind of as the same thing. And then the center of my hand as the hands as the things started to expand was kind of like the center and ball of my foot. And then the
Mm,
fingers were the big toe. And so once I made that connection so
nice.
that the heel and the feet and the hands were really the same, the same parts were moving at the same time, then it got really easy to do. But before that, I was having a little bit of an issue trying to keep my thoughts together.
Good, great observation. Thank you. That's helpful.
I like that.
You like that? Yeah, good, great. Jonathan.
So obviously the yang and the yin and they have different feelings, but this time I got more sensitive, and I don't know if this is accurate, but for me anyway, it felt the yin is more in the back of the head and the yang is more in the front of the head. And the
Ah.
front of the head's like intention and self and all of that. And so there's like, I mean, it literally felt when I'm doing yin, I'm more in the back of my head, and when I'm doing yang, I'm more in the front of my head. I don't know if that's an aberration or tonight. I've never thought of it in those ways or felt it in those ways, but that's tonight anyway.
Yeah, that's what your experience was. Yeah, good. I've never felt that, but that's thanks you for sharing that.
But I mean, given how important the head is, do you feel when you say feel the yang, feel the yin? Do you yourself feel them in a different location, or is it all just
I don't,
energy in the head?
but that doesn't mean you didn't. That was your experience, and others may be able to relate to that. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel my head much at all when I was doing it. So I was more, yeah. My focus was. I'm just trying to remember what to do next. you're, you're driving the bus, Rick. You're the one who's got to
You did
check
well, grasshopper.
here. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Scott.
Um, so as usual, after last week's class, I was trying to incorporate that in my form. And there were definitely spots where I was like, is this yin? Is this yang? What am I focusing on here? So you going through it was helpful.
Great.
Yeah, especially uh, before press. It's like, is that warm? Is that yin? Is that yang? So that was very helpful.
Nice.
And relaxing the wrist was really the perfect term for that. It really, when I relaxed my wrist, it really made everything connect. I like that.
Right.
helpful.
Terrific. Thank you. Great.
Well, I also have the supraspinatus. This was the first time that I've been able to do our class thing. And because we go slow and we stop, that I usually have to step off the screen and, kind of relax my shoulder and rub it a little bit, and then I can get back into it, and then I have to step out again. I did not have to stop. And so really doing that and being relaxed in the wrist and not worrying about how high up my arms were
Good.
coming, just staying with that relaxed, and then, getting that yang out there, was huge. It was huge, because
Right.
I had physical therapy. I mean, I got home less than an hour before class started. So, I'd been working my shoulder quite a bit there for a whole hour beforehand. So I didn't have great hopes for how I was going to hang in there tonight. So I was absolutely delighted with this. And I wasn't really on it with the heel and the ball and the toes. I mean, when I could get there, it was like, yeah, that's great. But I was focusing mostly on that relaxation in the wrists. And like Sharon, yeah, there was no floppy, that was relaxed, but they were full, they were alive. So yeah, great. This was very good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great, Alec. I'm glad you enjoyed. That's terrific. Cool. Anybody else? John?
I have more of a question. Is this something that you would suggest that we do throughout doing the form on a normal standard basis, or is this like a next level that we should be thinking about, or is it just an exercise to be feeling the energy and the chi? And
Good question. Good question. I would say work it into your form. Just because the more you can make that a conscious thing that you're doing, and until it becomes second nature, then the more Jin your form is going to have. So from my perspective, it's all about the Jin, the getting the internal power that you get from that, which then opens doors for all possibilities.
right.
But if you are just doing it mechanically, you're going to miss that opportunity. And so even if it's just one move where you say, oh yeah, here I feel it. I'm going to my single whip now and I feel it. I feel that, that thing there. I'm going into, oh yeah, here I am. It's every chance you can get to actually be mindful of that in your form creates internal power and puts you in the driver's seat, and you get to drive the bus. So that's which I think is essential, because we're training a body mind spirit integration through our Tai Chi form. And so anytime you can do that, it furthers your evolution as a evolution of your kung fu.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome. Valerie. Valerie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of what I wanted to say. Question. How do you spell English spelling for Shen Fa? Is it
Shen,
S-H-E-N?
S-H-E-N,
Okay.
S-H-E-N, Shen, Fa, F-A.
And I just want to, I mean, maybe it's obvious to everybody else, but I'm just going to say this, that everything that you share, starting from the 3 pillars up, is all about Shen Fa. I
Yes.
mean, yes, and that's so cool that there's a term that you have discovered,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
instead of saying, well, it's not really posture, we're working on posture, how to hold your body, and now this really, it's Shen Fa. You know,
Shen Fa.
what else do you want to know? It's Shen Fa.
Your alignment, body mechanics, and
Yes.
posture. You know what?
Yeah.
All. It's like the substantial parts of our Tai Chi Chuan. You know, it's like we have the insubstantial parts, which are the spirit and the energy. You know, and then we have the substantial parts, which is how do I move my arm in a way that gets the job done.
Well, you have to have that substantial, to me, not have to. Well, yeah, because we need insubstantial as well as substantial, but we need to have that substantial, that Shen Fa, in order for Shen to happen, in order for all of the higher attributes that, are happening in our Tai Chi form, or at least what I'm aspiring to. Yeah, it's quite exciting.
Well put. Thank you. That was really well stated. We do need that in order to make it all bring it together. We are Young Cheng Fu said what we're training in Tai Chi is training the spirit. We are training the spirit, and then your point is exactly that. It's like, how do we get there? We get there through body, mind, spirit integration. We get there, and then we're learning how to raise, abide, firm, and condense our spirit, and then good stuff happens. Okay, anybody
The
else?
Western Gate.
What's that?
I said, yay for the Western Gate. Putting it into something that we can relate to. Chinese is very poetic, but if you didn't grow up with it, you miss a lot. So thank you.
Great. Okay. Thank you all so much. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you,
Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you,
I
Maria.
love you
Yeah, thank you.
guys.
That was a good joke too. I liked it.
Love you all.
Do more.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.